Hey, this will be the weekly review of the Warrior charts sent out by Bull Warrior Stocks. We will go over the stocks sent out for the week of February 8th of 2010. If you don't know what these are, what we do is we send out 5 different chart setups every weekend, and then every Friday we will look back at them and see how we did. And this is the email that you're looking at right here that we send out. Right here we have our 5 chart setups, so if you sign up and start receiving this email, you can read about what each one of them is. And if you are interested in signing up, just simply go to bullwarriorstocks.com and sign up, and you will be eligible and start to get this email. So the stocks that we were watching this week were UNG, GSS, TOMOIN, and ACLS. And this week was actually pretty rough, with the markets being choppy, having triple-digit gains down and up and all over the place. We didn't do as good as we would have liked to have, but we did have a couple winners, had a couple losers. So let's just dig into the action here. Our first play was UNG, and this was our pattern play. What we had was a falling wedge pattern. Had this line coming down like this, and then a resistance. So you can kind of see it looks like a wedge that is in the downwards direction. And what we were looking for was a break of this resistance level here to the upside, and then hopefully getting some follow through. So let's go to the chart and see what happened here. This blue line here, this vertical, this is what the chart looked like when we sent it out. So that's all that means. It's just helping me to bookmark where to kind of start this. So this is what the chart looked like. And then you can see on Monday what we had was a breakout here. However, there's no follow through, and by the end, the price had gone down, and then you can see what happened. Today it's recovering a little bit, but nonetheless, this one is being chalked up to a loser. And this is one where on the false breakout here, you would have wanted to have cut your losses just because we did get the breakout, but there's no follow through, and that's what happens sometimes with chart patterns. The price will make a move, and then it just never gets any sort of additional push by the bulls. So UNG was a loser for us on the week. Our next one was GSS. This was our bottom bouncer play. What we were looking for in this one was we had the 200-day simple moving average, and last Friday the price was starting to show some life off of it. So it was one of those things where maybe this is the beginning of something bigger. You look down here and saw the nice volume, so things made sense, and that's why we put it on the list. So let's see how this one did for the week. One more time, this is what this blue line just means. This is what the chart looked like when we sent it out. So on Monday, it went up some, came down, but this was the day where you could have gotten in. So let's just assume that you got in at 293 right here at this close. So you could have technically gotten in as low as 286, but we'll just say 293. And then you can see the rest of the week, it made some nice improvements, bounced up and hit a high of 317. So from a 293 entry, you're looking at a potential gain of 8.2%. So a nice little window of opportunity here. And with the choppy week, it was nice to get a winner like this where, you still had a chance to make some money on the bounce here. So GSS was a winner for us with a 8.2% possible profit. Our next one was TOMO. This one was our trend trading play. And this one, what we look for these is plays that are in overall trends, and we try to buy the pullbacks on them. So you can see that the 50-day was going up, the 200-day. We had a nice little hammer candle, doji, whatever you want to call it, formed right here. So we were going to try to go with the trend and go long here on this pullback since the overall context was uptrend. So what we had here was just a major fall, and I actually tried to play this one, try to get in down here, but had to just, got my stop loss, so I was out. And then it's hovered around here nicely and actually started to come back up today. So if I waited a little bit longer, I could have just sold and broke even. But one of those things where you got to honor your stop losses, because what happens if it would have just kept going down, then I would have really been kicking myself. So I did take a small loss on it, and this was a loser for us. I guess potentially if you had bought down here, maybe you've turned this into a winner for yourself. But from where we've put out the chart, it's definitely, this day here was brutal, and anybody that would have bought in here would have probably been, or hopefully been, stopped out. If not, probably not the best discipline, but you should be now at least at break even now or green. But for our argument's sake, this was a loser for us. Our next chart was IN. This was our volume alert play, and all that means is we scanned the market for big volume stocks, and this one, as you can see right here, huge volume compared to the past few months. So I thought, hey, maybe something bigger is about to happen after this green day. So we'll pull up that chart. So once again, this is what it looked like last Friday. Here you can see the big volume. And then this week did make a nice little move all the way up here. So this was right at our cutoff. I should have stated this at the beginning, but in order for something to be counted as a win, we need to at least get 5% out of it. And this just hit like 4.7, 4.8%, so we'll just round up. And it didn't do anything. It never went down, so no stop losses or anything should have ever been hit. So if anything, maybe for some people it was a no play, but we're going to count it as a win since it just was underneath 5%. But you can see it made a nice little move here. And with the way it's holding up, despite the market really kind of falling, maybe next week it'll continue on up and hopefully hit this high up here. So if you're holding, I would say still hang on to it, and we'll see what happens next week. But this was a winner for us because it did make the nice 5% move. Our last play was ACLS, and what this one was pending breakout, meaning we try to find a key area where we want to see the price break through. That area on this one was up here around the $1.66 level, or excuse me, $1.65, right in front of my face right there. So what we had was just Monday nothing, and then it pretty much just fell down. Today's showing some life, but still hasn't gotten above where it needs to be. Or excuse me, here it does say it's showing some life. Hasn't really made a move, but the thing with this one is you want to see some sort of quicker move. This just pretty much showed, okay, this isn't going to have a big pop-up. But what I actually did was I bought down here at the 50-day, I think like $1.47 or something entry. And because, here it dropped down to $1.43, so I wanted to try to get this in. It was a low risk, high reward. Bought at $1.43 and then set my stop loss just a little bit down here, I think at like $1.41. Or I bought in at $1.47, excuse me, set my stop loss at like $1.41 or something, just because that would have been slightly below the 50-day moving average. Then you can see I've had a nice bounce here, so it's worked out nicely. But as far as where we put out the chart, this would have just been a no play since we never had any breakout. So ACLS didn't give any buy signals. Maybe some people noticed this 50-day here and decided to pick some up around this area. If you had done that, it would have been a winner, but we can't count it as that since that's not how we had the chart set up. So that wraps up the week. Once again, we had the 2 winners, the 2 losers, and then this one, which was a no play. So given that the markets were pretty brutal this week, I'll be happy with this week, and we'll just move on to the next week. And like I said at the beginning, if you are interested in receiving these sorts of emails, all you have to do is go to bullwarriorstocks.com, sign up there, and with the free newsletter, you also get a free ebook sent to you. We do, besides these emails, trade ideas and educational pieces, so there's a nice variety for everybody. Penny stocks down up to big boards. So it's all free, no strings attached, so it's worth at least checking out. So once again, just head to bullwarriorstocks.com, sign up, and you'll start getting these sorts of emails. So once more, decent week. Could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse too. So we'll just chalk it up and go back to our forward looking and start scanning the markets for next week. Once more, bullwarriorstocks.com. If you have any questions on anything, let me know. If not, thanks for listening and have a great weekend.